You're great. Sing all the day. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. Let's sing it out. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. Your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you, glory. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you. Oh yeah. It's all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only.
God, you are awesome in this place. Father, I pray, God, as I know there's lots of people here today that may not be seeing how awesome you are. Today will be the day you touch their life. Show them how awesome you are. God, you are great. Lord, I pray we wouldn't worry about what other people think. I pray we wouldn't worry about what we got going on later, God, that we would right now focus on you. Because you are great. You are so great. We thank you for all that you've done and all that you are. Lord, we pray that right now, as your word's brought to us, God, we receive it, Lord, that we would take it as not a man's words, but the words of the Holy God who loves us. I pray this all in the precious, powerful name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Be seated. Hey, thank y'all for being here. It's good to see y'all. Y'all glad to be here? All right. Hey, we're glad to have you and glad to have our speaker here today. His name is Pastor Ruben. He is the youth pastor from Hobbs First Assembly here in town. So judge on me and welcome Pastor Ruben.
How y'all doing this morning? Afternoon, good? How many of you got classes still the rest of the day? Okay, we'll pray for you. See, there's going to come a time in your life when you're going to graduate and it's all going to be over, kind of like me, get to go into the real world. No, I'm just kidding. So continue to get your education. Amen? Cool. So my name is Ruben, and I am a youth pastor at Hobbs First Assembly, but I'm originally from Ohio. Is there anybody from Ohio in here? What part?
Toledo area?
What part of Toledo? Like for real, like real Toledo?
Ottawa.
Ottawa? Okay, I'm from Archibald, Northwest Ohio. So, all right, let's give it up for Ohio. All right. So I want to talk to you this morning a little bit about Detour. How many of you guys like technology, right? How many of you like technology? Oh, come on. You guys would be in a lost world if you didn't have your phone. Am I correct? Right? Okay. What I like about technology is this. Is that, how many of you like Apple Maps? Apple Maps, anybody? Anybody? I remember when I moved over here, I got lost in Apple Maps. There's no service out here. How many of you guys have problems with phone service, right? Phone service problems? All right. So I'm not the only one. But what I love about Apple Maps is that it'll take you to a destination. Say you want to go to Lubbock. I had no idea coming out here where everything was. So for the first couple weeks, maybe a month or so, I used my Apple Maps. I used my GPS for everything. And isn't it funny what Apple Maps would say would take you an hour and a half to go? There's something that comes in between that, and that's detour. You don't expect it. All of a sudden, it just happens. And what should have taken you maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, now ends up taking you 3 hours, 4 hours. All because of detour, right? You see, there was a man in the Bible by the name of Joseph. Joseph was a young man, and he was a man with a bright future. And the Bible talks about it in Genesis chapter 37, how he in his own life went through a lot of detour. You see, he was the youngest one out of 12 brothers, and being the youngest one, there was, how many are the baby of the family? Do we got any babies of the family? Y'all are spoiled, okay? I have one sister, and she is spoiled. She's the baby of the family. They get everything they want. Am I right? You get everything you want. You're never wrong, right? It's always your older brother, older sister's fault, right? So Joseph now was the youngest of 12 brothers. And back in the Bible times, what they did was they gave this long coat, this colorful coat, and it was given to the oldest one. You see, but Joseph's father did something totally different. He gave it to his youngest one, Joseph. And what that basically meant was, he was saying, Joseph, I understand that you're the youngest. I understand that you're the baby of the family. But by me giving you this coat, it is symbolic of me saying that now you're the oldest. So now, Joseph, you're destined for royalty. You're destined for success. You're destined for greatness. There's blessing upon blessing that is going to be placed on your life because I have now given you this coat. I'm now symbolically saying you are the oldest and the blessing will come upon your life. So Joseph's father knew how to speak into the lives of his children. You see, so Joseph now he's growing up, and as he's growing up, he begins to have these visions and dreams. How many of you guys have visions and dreams, right, of something great? You guys are all going to be great. And Joseph had these visions of dreams of what it is that he was going to do, and he would tell these dreams to his brothers, and they would laugh at him. They would make fun of him. You see, but one of the crazy things about Joseph was that he saw the end result of his dream, but he didn't see what he had to go through. You see, Joseph went through some crazy, crazy times. The Bible talks about how, in Genesis chapter 37, it talks about how his brothers hated him. His brothers hated him so much that they beat him up. They stripped off this coat that his father had given him, and they threw him into the bottom of the pit. Now, I understand. We all have that annoying maybe brother, sister, right? We all have that. But to the point where we would beat them up and throw them into the bottom of a pit, I don't think anybody could ever do that. You see, but this is what happened to the life of Joseph. He now gets thrown into a pit, beaten up by his brothers, left out there basically for dead. And his brothers, they start devising a plan, and they say, you know what? We got a better idea. Let's sell him into slavery. Now, I want you to understand what's going on in the life of Joseph. Joseph now was destined for royalty. He was destined for greatness. And all of a sudden, now, he's being sold into slavery. A once promised, probably king, is now the lowest of lows. Can you imagine what's going on in his mind? He never saw the pit. He never saw being sold into slavery. The Bible continues on, and if maybe you know this story, the Bible continues on and says how he's working there as a slave. In the Bible somewhere, I don't know what version it actually is, but it says that he was just like me. He was a very handsome man. Yeah. He was a very handsome man. And the Bible says that Potiphar's wife found him attractive. And they were real. They kept it real. They said, you know what? you're attractive. I want you to come sleep with me. And Joseph says, you know what, that there's no way that that's going to happen. He runs out of that situation, but Potiphar's wife was able to grab a piece of his clothing. And see, she lies to her husband and says, you know what, he tried to come at me. He tried to, come my way. Joseph now just got framed. Thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, got framed by his boss's wife. Now he's in prison. You want to talk about a crazy life? You want to talk about a life that he never would have expected? This is Joseph. This is the life that he went through. So now he's in jail, and he's with a cupbearer and a baker, and they're in there for whatever they're in there for, and they say, man, I don't know why I'm in here. I look at my life, and I see all of the detours that came. Maybe that's you. Maybe you can look back on your life and you say, you know what, I know what God is, and I know what I'm called to be, I know what I'm destined to be, but I never would have expected that this would have happened. This situation would have taken place. You see, Joseph never knew that he would have to go through all of this to finally end up in the dream being fulfilled for his life. So the Bible talks about how he was in the jail with these people, and these people says, he says, I have a dream. He says, he was going to be restored in 3 days. The other one is going to be hung and left and die. And 3 days later, one of them was dead, and the other one was restored. You see, as the one that was being restored, he went back into the king's place. He went back into all that royalty. And Joseph, as the guy was leaving, he says, hey, I want you to remember me. I want you to remember this situation. I want you to remember how this whole thing took place. But for 2 years, he was forgotten about. For 2 years, he was left in a prison, the walls closing in on his life. For 2 years, an innocent man trialed as guilty. The Bible talks about how later on the king needed a dream to be interpreted. The guy who was in the jail cell with Joseph says, you know what, hey, I know somebody who can interpret a dream. He interpreted my dream. So the king says, hey, bring him here. So Joseph now, in an instant, gets restored. Out of the jail cell he walks, interprets the dream of the king, and instantly his life is restored. I want you to understand something about the life of Joseph and through all of it that he went through. God was with him in the bottom of the pit. God was with him when he was sold into slavery. God was with him when he was framed by his boss's wife. And now God was with him as he was in jail. Listen, you may be going through stuff in your life. You may be dealing with situations in your life. But let me tell you something. The journey that you're on, you have a passenger with you. And that's God. No matter what we face in life, God will always be there with us. The journey may be crazy. The journey may be dark. The journey may be scary. But understand that God is ordering your steps. So a man who had a dream that one day he was gonna be in front of a nation, being in charge. He never saw what he had to go through. But in an instant, God restored him. And the king says, you know what? He says, I've got this huge operation that I need to have fulfilled. I have all these things that need to be. I need somebody to be in command. And he looks at Joseph and he says, I choose you. I choose you. In a moment, from the jail cell all the way to second in command, his life was restored. Don't ever give up in the process. Don't ever give up when detour happens in your life. All of you may just see the end result. You may not see what you have to go through. But understand that if God is your GPS, if God is guiding you, which I know he is, you don't have to worry. There's so many things that I've went through in my life, so many situations that I've dealt with in my life, and I've had to trust God through the process. That's my challenge for you this morning, that you would trust God no matter what. It's hard, right? We can all agree it's hard. The situations that we're facing sometimes are pretty difficult. But if we trust God in the process and focus on Him and follow Him, because we have a tendency to want to do it our own way, okay? We have a tendency. We're stubborn sometimes. We think we have all the answers. But take it from me. Somebody who's gone through the bumpy roads and tried to do it my own way. God has it all under control. Joseph's life can be a testimony to each and every one of us. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on the visions and everything that you've dreamt about. Because some way, somehow, through all the detours, it will happen. Can I pray with you this morning? If you can bow your head, close your eyes. Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this group. I thank you because they're a great group of students, Father. Lord, they all have dreams and visions that they want to see fulfilled, God, and I pray that you will just continue to be with them throughout the journey, through everything that they face, through all the storms, the trials, the tribulations that they face, God, that you would have them understand that your loving arms are wrapped around them, God. Guide them, lead them, and love on them like never before. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Luke. All right, Aaron's got announcements. Here you go.
Right. I don't know why I chose to wear heels on the only day I have to walk upstairs, so I'm just going to eliminate all risk and stand right here. Tonight we have an indoor soccer tournament. I only have one team signed up so far, and it's really hard to have a tournament with one team. So come by my office. If the doors close, there's a sign-up sheet on the window. If not, or if I'm there, just come on in and get your team signed up. That will be at 7 p.m. tonight in the old gym. For next week, do any of y'all have anybody you love? Come on. All right, well, if you're aware, Valentine's Day is next Tuesday, so I want to help you spread the love, whether it's love, friend love,